And you're live. Morning thoughts, morning thoughts, morning thoughts. It's the freaking weekend, baby! Clap it up, clap it up, clap it up, clap it up. Shout out to all the people going out to work this morning. Shout out to all the people coming in from work. Extra special big up shout out to all the people who work two jobs. Shout out to all my truck drivers, my retirees, my stay-at-home moms and dads, my Uber, Lyft drivers, truck drivers. Shout out to entrepreneurs. Shout out to every single clean-hearted, good-minded person who wants good for everybody else as much as they want good for themselves. Big up to you. Shout out to you. It's the freaking weekend, baby. I'm doing a road trip this weekend, so I'm kind of rather excited about that. All right, big up on yourself and come in. Oh man, at times like these, I kind of miss Ninja Man. Remember when Ninja Man used to say, send out the hearts, and him thing used to full up a heart. Hey, how's everybody doing this morning? Good morning, good morning. Let me do a couple of shout outs real quick there. Bridget. Big up yourself. Bridget, send out the hearts. Enough love, yes. Up, bro, God. Ro, Charla, Melanie, Curtis, June. I can't shout out everybody this morning, you know. Anyhow, I want you to listen to this little piece of voice note thingy here, and then we'll get started. All right? Here goes.
Dr. William Carrington on the shopping center was doing an abortion in his office. The child died. Crime scene police over there, St. Michael's over there waiting on the body, and Carrington run gone. Crowd over there. The whole craft market, everybody. The crowd. Yes, miss, so.
Big up Ninja Man.
The body over there still, because they must say, we plan family members go identify body and whatever, and tour. Yes, me, the excitement in Ocherestown, so I don't know if it's going to come on the news.
Oh, today is a sad story for that little girl. She went to the doctor.
All right, so
to have a bash in Ochi.
So what that was is a voice note from a lady who was down there on the scene giving her accounts. My question to you this morning is this. Should abortion be made legal? Should abortion be made legal? That's the question this morning. Kind of provocative for a Friday. I really wanted to wake up this morning and just say to you, don't give up, because I got one suicide call this week from someone who I wasn't paying attention to my WhatsApp messages. And when I finally got a minute to go through the WhatsApp messages, I'm a very considerate person. I don't like people go out of their way to contact me and write some long message and then I don't respond. You know what I'm saying? I'm nobody above anybody. So if people find me important enough to reach out to, then I take my time and try to be constructive in my response. So searching through my messages, I found out that someone was actually trying to reach out to me desperately, and this person was at wit's end. And what I got was a suicide note, and this person was contemplating suicide and very much saying that they're for sure probably going to do it today or tomorrow and that kind of thing. And as you all know, I've been down that road before with my own brother, right, on his 23rd birthday, which was, it will be a pivotal point in my life for the rest of my life. It was an experience that can't even word it yet, right? So I had to reach out to this person and, talk this person through certain things and all this other thing. Not to say that I am going to stop that person forever. The person need help, but the person is now getting help. So I want to say before I go any further with this, is abortion or should abortion be legalized? Let me just get that out the way in case I forget. Whatever you're going through, you're not the only person that's going through it, okay? Remember that for one. That's one of the things that kept me going throughout life. Like, for instance, when I was in the army, I used to go through some rough training, and I would see grown men cry. Because I don't know if you know it or not, the United States Army, the military, is a job that you can volunteer for, but you can't walk out on the job. So, especially if they have you stationed overseas. So you're going to be locked in that job until they decide that it's time for you to leave. Enough people think, me I go try it, and if it don't work, me just walk out. It's not like if you get a job somewhere else out in civilian world and you decide, this not for me, me just go walk out. So I watch grown men cry, right? And I made that my motivation to like, damn, they're going through it, I'm going through it too. Let me talk them through it, and then we strengthen each other and see we all make it through kind of thing. So whatever you're going through, just remember, say, you're not the only one that's going through it. So don't bother go take your own life. And I know sometimes for some people, it can be a medical issue because depression is something that when it gets to a certain stage, then no talking can help after that. Medical intervention is needed at a certain stage. So be mindful of yourself, your mind state, and the people around you as well. If you really care about somebody, just check them. Don't just say, hi, how you doing? Enough people say, hi, how you doing? But they don't want to hear how you doing for real. You know what I say? Them walk past you quick fast. When them say, hi, how you doing? An older person said to me one time, you know, people say, hi, how you doing? The next person say, hi, how you doing? Stop them. Make them stop. And say, well, you know, sir, things not really go too good for me, you know, and, you know, I go through some things and watch how they start to watch them watch and look up into the sky. And Jesus Christ, like, I have to go. Them not really want to hear how you doing. So be genuine in your hi, how you doing. Pay attention to the people you really care about. Just quickly before we get into this morning, I'm not going to be long this morning either because I started out late. But be genuine in your hi, how you doing. If you see your close friend or your family members or your lover, your boyfriend, your girlfriend, your husband, your wife, acting a bit strange and it's going on for days and days, the mood swings, the low lows and the really high highs, ask them, are you all right? How are you doing? Look them in the eye. Let them know that, you know, I think you're acting kind of off. Something wrong? Like, are you going through something I need to know about? You can talk to me, you know, like that kind of stuff. Don't just go, hi, how you doing? Because nobody now really tell you how you're doing because majority of people don't want to hear how you're really doing. All right? So be genuine in your hi, how you're doing. Be a listening ear. Be a shoulder. Be a voice of reasoning for somebody. You really and truly can save a life. All right? Now, back to what I started out with this morning. Should abortion be legal? I just found out, or I was told, that abortion is not legal in Jamaica. However, it's a thriving business because there's a lot of backdoor abortion going on. And which brings us to this story this morning where it was a case of abortion gone wrong, or according to the voice note, for those of you who didn't hear it, what the lady was saying in the voice note was that a young lady went to the doctor to have an illegal abortion, and in the process of having the illegal abortion, somebody sent the pictures to me on WhatsApp. I'm going to put it in my chat room, and for those of you who are are members of the chat room, I close that chat room sometimes because you go in there and you talk about, in there, look each other. I'll try hook up for date. I talk about everything else that has nothing to do with what I set the chat room up for. So I close the chat room down sometimes so y'all can pay attention to what we're really talking about. Now, anyway, should abortion be legalized in Jamaica? Should abortion be legal anywhere, period? And I'm asking this because that's the story of this young lady. She went to do an abortion. It's an illegal abortion because it's not legal there. And what ended up happening is she died. And she died. They're saying that when they went in there, they found the baby outside of her, laying on her. So whoever helped her with that abortion or took out the fetus, laid it on her belly and run. Police did not come. The doctor run gone. And that's what you heard in the voice note right here. One bag of excitement done today in Ochi. That's what the lady was saying. Whole heap of people crowd up around the place. The girl lay down in the baby sit down on her belly or some all that stuff. So the story goes like this. According to this part here, it says, while debates on whether abortion should be legalized in Jamaica or not, the practice still thrives quietly and peacefully in small doctors' offices and homes across the island. I remember watching a documentary where this person calls herself a bush doctor in Jamaica, and she said that abortion is legal here in Jamaica, but I have performed hundreds of abortion. I think she said to date she's performed over thousands, not hundreds, of abortion in Jamaica, along with treating people for many other ailments through her garden. And she has a big garden with all kind of something in there, I grow. And she mix up her concoctions and they work for people. And she said she is well sought out. You might not know my name, she said, but when them ready, they will find me, and my name is very much out there if y'all look for your abortion. So she thrives on doing illegal abortions because abortion is not legal on the island. With directions to special doctors' offices from women who have used the services of forlorn demeanor and carefully calculated first trimester pseudo pregnancy in tow. All women traverse the corporate area in St. Catherine to investigate the cost and level of difficulty it takes to get an abortion. And from uptown to downtown in daylight or night hours, in spotless clinics or in rundown buildings, and from a choice of local, general, or no anesthesia at all, it's a fascinatingly simple procedure to obtain. But in this case, the outcome was fatal. And then you are asked to comment your thoughts on abortion. Tamara says, it's sad that she lost her life. She was not ready to become a mother. And I don't agree that any type of killing is right because it's really not. It's sad because she also lost her life. This can also happen in childbirth. So everything has its risks. Rest in peace, beautiful. A next person said, it's truly sad. Unsafe abortions are very risky. Rest in peace. Another person said, you know how much people want baby and can't get it? Kiss me teeth. Me not sorry for your soul. People can be so callous sometimes. Kiss me teeth. Me not sorry for your soul. Boy. I mean, okay, I'm going to elaborate on that in a minute. Shamara Henderson Hamilton says, boy, oh boy, this is very hard pill to swallow. Damari says, to each his own, you know. From you have unprotected sex, there is a responsibility and a possibility of pregnancy. Protect yourself. Then, or if condom bursts, there's the morning after pill. And if the alleged father don't want the baby, raise the child on your own, should be independent enough to do so since you're out there having sex. Sex comes with responsibilities. It's big people activities. That's why we are afraid if our teenagers start getting into it. I know say it no nice. Janice Williams says, if you don't want a baby, why not protect yourself? Well, we know how that protect yourself part goes. Alicia Colborn says, maybe she don't know who is the father. Khalil White says, all that too. So maybe two sides to the story. Khalil right. Then they should be sleeping with one man, not Tom, Dick, and Harry. Or they should use protection. Maverick says, good to her. Chris says, condom is cheaper. Never liked the idea of abortion, but it is not my body, nor is it my concern. All right. After reading out those, let me come over here now to my audience. The question of the day. This young lady, the Dr. Tekwe himself. Now, I don't know if this doctor's office is registered to this doctor or if this is a makeshift office. Either way, I heard them call the doctor's name out in that voice note that I played just now. So, obviously, this is his office. What they're saying is that because the abortion procedure is illegal, that doctors, registered certified doctors, are still performing the procedure. They might charge you a bit money and then they'll do it quietly and you stay quiet and they stay quiet about it as well. I can't help but them saying something to the person like, look, it has its risks. So if you're going to bleed out and dead, don't call my name because I don't know you and I'm not losing my practice for you. But if you really want this, this is how we're going to have to go about it, right? To end up on a hospital or on a doctor, you know, the doctor bed where them cock you up and pretty out and them something there. To end up on that bed with a dead baby on your belly and you dead as well. That's sad. My thing is, let me answer the question directly since I'm asking it to you. Should abortion be made legal? Yes. Controversially, yes. Controversially, yes. The doctor is in shock. His life is over. Well, this is the Caribbean, and we know how these things go already, right? Sometime, that's what I'm saying. If they're operating on the fictitious paperwork, he can just pack up, move out, run gone, and set up shop somewhere else, probably in some other Caribbean island, and he will still be a doctor, collecting doctor's salary, treating patients, and living life lovely. Now, if he is held accountable for what happened in there, without paying off anybody, because we know how that goes as well. It's easy to pay them off to say, hey, she died from complications from something else, whatever. My say is yes, abortion should be made legal. Now, I was on the fence for this for a while. Here's why. A man said to me, him said, SouFlo, you know things like this messed up. Listen. You're a woman in a dealings, right? And if you get her pregnant and she decides that she don't want the baby, but you want the baby because, woman, me love you and you're carrying my seed, she can throw away that baby, have an abortion against your wish, right? Because you want the baby as a man. But she can dash for the baby, you know. I said, no, me don't want no baby, me not ready. Dash for the baby. And she dash for that child, and you just have to sit with that. Also, if you with a woman and you say, boy, body looks sturdy and everything, you know, girl sexy and them thing there, she have to give me the work, me I take it. Next thing you know, condom bust, something happen, whatever the case is, she end up pregnant. And you're saying, no, sir, she not good enough to be no mother. I don't want no children with her. We were just having fun. And it so end up that she get pregnant. My girl, see the money here. Go have an abortion. She can look at you now and say, no, I don't want no abortion. I'm keeping this baby. And guess what? You have to mind that baby too until that baby becomes an adult or legal adult age. So, man don't have no choice in the matter. If the woman want it, she keep it and you have to mind it. And if the woman don't want it, she fling it when you have to just deal with it. All right? So, with that said, man has no say in the matter. Now, what bothers me is that usually it's a group of men that are sitting around in some room deciding what woman should do with her body. That's the part that bothers me, right? We're not back in the Stone Age days and we're not in those ages, the 60s and them time that where it's pretty much man say and woman do. I think a woman should have a right to decide that this is not right for me. Although I don't agree with abortion per se, I think it should be made legal so that those who have to make that choice of yay or nay have a choice to make. We see what's happening because guess what? Make it illegal, right? They're going to find ways to get it done anyways. And what we have is a backdoor business that is thriving, but it's very dangerous. Many women have died trying to get an abortion in the process of or shortly thereafter because of how the procedure was performed. Infection develop, all kind of something happened to them and they die. So why not make it safe, make it legal, and let it be her choice? That's how I see that. People are going to sit around and be on their moral high horse, and their religion is going to play a very big part in this. And of course, like one lady said earlier, you know how much woman want baby and can't have picnic, and you're out there dash for your catches and then dash for that what comes with the responsibility of. We could sit around all day and tell people, say, listen, sex come with enough responsibility, you know. So if you're going to do this, make sure say you wrap it up. Make sure say you have protection. Make sure say you're on the pills. Make sure say you take the little something we're going in your arm if it's available. Take all these precautions because once baby come, your life change. And there's no abortion choices on the island or blah, blah, blah. You can tell people all the ins and outs, the pros and the cons and all that. People are going to do what they want to do regardless. May I hear say unprotected sex brings diseases some have no cure from I was a child. And yet, the one disease that I've been hearing about surely kill people from I was a child, although now they have medication that prolongs life with it, it's still somewhat of a death sentence. AIDS, I've been hearing about that since I was a kid, and I'm a grown man now with kids of my own, a family of my own. So, and people haven't adhered to those precautions. There's something out there that will kill you if you have sex unprotected, or if you have sex with the person that carries it. And people want sex so bad they forget that one part, that very act that's going to bring you so much joy and satisfaction or such good feeling for the next 15, 20 minutes. Somehow we have 5 minutes. Me don't know however long it lasts for you. Or it can be life-changing. It can be a death sentence, and you risk it all anyways. So may I say, do y'all know about the AIDS epidemic in Jamaica? Just on the island of Jamaica alone. It's sweeping through the Caribbean. So please, my other Caribbean people, you're not get left out of this one either. It's sweeping through the Caribbean. Okay? There are stories here. I just got through one this morning of the 2 Jamaican girls that went to Barbados to do prostitution. They went over there under the pretense of they were going to go work at some place and end up being prostitutes, road prostitutes out on the street. And one ended up stabbed the other one because a man did wanted to buy 2 of them at once, but they're not friends, but they work the same strip. So one tell the next one, said, me not do nothing with she. And after the man drive off, the one confronted the other one, oh, we couldn't go make the money. And blah, blah, blah. And they ended up fighting. One stabbed the next one in her neck, kill her. So if AIDS in Jamaica, it's everywhere else too. And it's an epidemic all across the Caribbean. And we got to remember that the Caribbean is somewhere where rich people from other places come unchecked. Tourists come in unchecked. Nobody ever checks a tourist to see, are you HIV positive before you come into the country? And Jamaica get over 1 million plus tourists per year. And then, of course, you know, cheap sex. Those are one of the thrills of being on vacation in Jamaica. That kind of stuff. There are a lot of people who are, I don't like black men. I don't like black people, period. That's where they live. until they go on vacation in Jamaica. Then them take all the black man them can take before them go back home. Enough man tell their wife they're going on a business vacation, business trip with the company to Jamaica. And when they're there, they're having some nice Jamaican black girls. So sex is everywhere. AIDS is everywhere. It's spreading like wildfire all throughout the Caribbean. We all know this. And it's an epidemic. It's at an epidemic proportion. I remember one Jamaican youth I say, they asked him in the interview, so you use protection? Him say, not all the time. They said, but you know, say AIDS is rampant here, you know. Why you not using protection? Him said, me no know. If it's for me, it's for me. If it's not for me, me not gonna get it. So, and he talked about how them go out and them party a lot and just end up having random sex with random people and it's unprotected, all in the bush. He said they come from party, you know, you drunk, she drunk, you walk go down there, so, you know, you just stumble over in the bush and dust. So anyhow, I'm asking, should abortion be made illegal or legal, legalized? It's already illegal. Should it be made legal, right? Living these risky lifestyles, there are choices out there. Now, I think I'm going to have to look this up. I don't like just taking people's word for it. So if there are any Jamaicans on here, you know, I have my computer with me this morning. I can do some quick research at Jamaica Center of Disease Control, not from a person, but do you know if abortion is completely illegal in Jamaica or is it illegal but under conditions? A condition like rape or incest, that kind of stuff. Or is it completely illegal? That's what I'm trying to find out. And I'm going to look that up and see what I come up with in the morning here. Now, let me read some of these comments and make it an interactive morning. It's risky, risky, risky. Somebody say you're a joker. No old man, or I can say men in general, should be making decisions about women's body. I agree. I agree, and I find it disturbing. I find it crazy as hell that a group of men could sit down and decide what a woman is supposed to do or shouldn't do with her body. Somebody else says, who's this? All right, Jermaine says yes, because so many people's life would not be at risk. And you know, there's another thing about abortions. Let me tell you this. The people who say no to abortion are the same people who they will not adopt a child that is going to go through the messed up system, the foster care system. There are so many horror stories from foster care, even in privileged countries. In the UK, in the US, in Canada, I've heard horror stories. Just go on YouTube and look up the video of them. Horror stories from all the foster care systems. But the same people who are saying it should be, no, abortion should not be illegal. Bring the children. If you don't want them, put them in foster care. Here you have a grown person that's saying, listen, this is a mistake for me. That's strike one for me. I don't ever want somebody to have a child that they can look at and say, I know, say it was a mistake. I did almost have an abortion with you, you know. There's resentment there from the conception of that child. You think that child is going to come out to be some love child? That child is going to go through some abuse. And I've heard grown people tell their children that throughout my lifetime. So, Flo, so what if a person get raped? People need to... I agree. And that's what I'm saying. I am trying to find out, is it a case of it's illegal except for in that case? Because surely in that case, I definitely would not want somebody to have that child. I've seen cases where women were raped and they so much so did not believe in abortion that they actually told that, you see, religion is a hell of a thing, you know. They told themselves, me remember this one lady, she get raped and she had the rape baby. And she told herself that God wanted her to have the baby. That's why God allowed that to happen to her. And although she did not believe in abortion, because she did not believe in abortion already, she ended up having that baby anyways. She can't stand the sight of the baby because the baby is a product of a rape. So she's looking to give up the baby or give away the baby. And I'm saying that here is one case where I think that child should definitely be given up for Hassan. Hassan is going through some things this morning. So anyhow, I don't think people should, I definitely think abortion should be made perfectly legal. And we don't say it with joy. We don't say it with joy because I do believe it's a life being taken. But honestly, if she don't abort the baby, I'm not going to mind the baby. And I am one of them who is going to sit out here and say, oh, if you stop, have picnic one I can't take care of. Or if you stop, have picnic if you come burden the system and have these wild, brockwell loose picnic that are not even ready to raise. I'm one of them that's going to be saying that. So I cannot be a hypocrite and act like if you don't have the abortion, I will take the baby and raise it. And I will contribute at least to making sure that child is raised in the right way. Yeah, abortion is wrong. It is. But a lot of things are wrong. A lot of things are wrong that are done. Selling cigarettes to people is wrong. Because more people die from cigarette complications having to do with cancer and all these other things. But it fuels the medical, it fuels the cancer research and the medical this and the that. So it's like big tobacco works hand in hand with big medicine, and you get them sick and I'll charge them their whole life savings to treat them until they die because they're surely not curing anybody. All that's wrong. There's a lot of stuff that's wrong. There's a lot of stuff that's wrong. Who sexy Tati I talk to? But I love you, but what you said is wrong. How that? Let me follow up some of these comments. So, Fun Loving Girl says, I love babies, children, and the elderly. Don't like to see them abused. I would like to work in a foster home. They don't deserve to be treated the way they do. It pains my heart. Yes, but it happens. And you alone can work in every foster home across the world. And that's the story of life in a foster home. Right? All right. Sexy Tati say, I love you, but yes, it's Simone says, F religion. Yeah, religion have people doing some really crazy stuff, man. Especially when I see that woman say she'll have the baby because it was a rape baby, but God must have wanted her to have the baby. That's why God allowed her to get raped, so she had the baby. And then after she had the baby, she just couldn't stand the sight of the baby. She said every time she looked at the baby, it reminded her of that traumatic event. So, here we go. CJ says, we need a balance. Abortion for things like rape, but not for birth control. Exactly. That I agree with. What about a miscarriage? Well, miscarriage is a miscarriage. Miscarriage means that the picnic dead. That's not an abortion. That's a natural thing that happens. Right? And it's usually traumatic for the female. I've seen females miscarriages already, and they're traumatized for a long time. And then the man goes on to go back to normal. But miscarriage is a normal thing. That's not an abortion. You can't put a law on miscarriage. Miscarriages happen. And there are many different reasons why. Father and Sons TV, big up yourself this morning. I'm going to be on here for another 5 minutes, people, and then I am going to get off because I am sure my kids are going to be calling to FaceTime before they head off to school this morning. All right. I mean, y'all talk, sexy tati. What did I say that was wrong? It's wrong to abort a child because the child won't fit into your lifestyle. Most girls kill more than the murderers out there. That's true. But the question still remains. Should abortion be legal? We're not talking about what's wrong and what's right. Understand the reasoning. All right, we have 4 minutes left. Understand the reasoning. I already said that I think abortion is wrong, but should it be legalized is a different level of argument. So I can sit here and say, yeah, it's wrong to kill a baby and but let's look at the legal part of it versus illegal part and the consequences, weigh the pros and the cons. You know what I mean? How big are you in the contribution part to make sure that this child will be raised in a good way? How big are you on that part, the contribution side? Because you're going to say it's wrong to dash with the baby and all this, but are you going to be there to help to support this baby? Or are we going to go back to, well, if you're not having it, you shouldn't have, and talk about the precautionary measures? We're talking about how to save the house from burning down after the house burned down flat already. It's kind of like too late. You know what I'm saying? So I was told my mom, all like you should have dead in the gut as a child in my 40s, still replay on a daily basis. And that's Rainer Powell. Yes. And exactly. And I've heard that typically, well, I'm a Jamaican man and I've been around a lot of Jamaican women throughout my life. And I've heard it from a lot of Jamaican women towards their children. You know, some should have an abortion with you. I heard one lady said, or one woman said, well, she said, you know, said the man in there, abort, me not got abort here, you know, but something happened and you end up abort, me ain't want you. Like, they look at their children and tell their children these things. There's a lot of birth control options in this modern time, so certainly abortion rates should be diminished or minimal. True SouFLo, I had 4 miscarriages and it's very traumatic. See? Oh man, Bridget, I'm sorry to hear that because I've seen it and I know. So, I know, but not from a personal level. I'm a man, of course, so I have never had an abortion, but I've seen women go through it. And I can only imagine, you know, you're there expecting and nurturing, and then boom, that happens. So, wow. All right. It's 38. We have 2 minutes left. It's not wrong. It's controversial. Somebody says, what did somebody say? Stan says, y'all can go ahead talking about F relationship. Y'all must know. I don't know what that means. Blessed weekend, SouFLoTV. Stay safe. We love you. Colette, manners and respect and enough love. Thank you. Thanks for tuning in and have a blessed weekend as well. All right. Or I should have did nyam yo. Me never hear nobody say I should have did nyam yo though. For some reason, we won't go there. That would be a whole other video. But only if the mother's life is in danger. Okay, so somebody made perfect sense a while ago. They said, yes, it should be him. It should have did nyam you. Why? Hey, in case y'all don't know, Jamaican women nowadays, it's the new age. So they're very much out about oral pleasure, and for some reason the men are still not there yet. So if you ask any Jamaican man, me not do them something there, but the whole way I get something done from the woman. So the women are out, we force out the woman and we talk about it in our songs, you know, for me woman have to do it and this and that. It are the new from Baby Sham, sing back way back when, back till now. the women are, now they're all the way out. And still, the men them. So I haven't heard any Jamaican women say, I should have didn't yet though. That's what. Anyhow, somebody made a valid point and they said we need balance. All right. And life is about balance. Man, woman, creation, balance. This balance, yes, it should be legalized, but let it be legalized for, this is what I believe, let it be legalized for certain purposes. I do believe that sex comes with a responsibility. I don't think you should just dash away a baby just for dash away a baby. But then again, at the end of the day, I know my body. You know what I mean? And it's not my relationship with the creator. And it's not my, I never say religion, you know. I say it's not my relationship with the creator. It's your relationship with the creator. You must know if you want to turn your womb into a walking cemetery and how many, because some women, their numbers are high. They've had multiple abortions. It's like a regular thing. And someone also just recently said, we're living in modern times where birth control options are way more than it was back when. So I don't see why you should be that careless. If you know that that's your lifestyle and you're gonna dash it out, right? I'm the type to go to the parties on the weekend to get really drunk and just jump on any man, stagger and fall upon a stiff one. If you're that kind of a female, then protect yourself so that you don't keep, because I'm sure it must be damaging to the female as well. All right. And we're going to leave it right here. I'm going to read the last 5 comments and I'm out. All right. Blessed love, my brother. Have a fabulous weekend. Guidance. Blessings, Vivian. Japheth. Bless up, brother. And Bridget says, then who are them all the Jamaican women? If it isn't the Jamaicans that are doing it, must be Martians then. And that me I said to. That's exactly what me I said. Aye, what a go on. Novelet. Up. All right, and we end it right here. Enough respect, people. Blessed manners and respect. Thanks for tuning in. It's the freaking weekend, baby! Who at work right now just have to, oh my God, he got so loud again. Somebody said, SouFlo, every time you do that, I'm going to try and listen to you at work and then you do this loud thing and just bust me, expose me. Big up on yourself. Bless up. Have a wonderful weekend. Surround yourself with people that love you. Surround yourself with people you love. Surround yourself with people that light your fire, that motivate you, all right, to be the best you that you can be. Sometimes the people around us bring out the worst in us. It's okay to be alone. And for the man them that's on here, she's not yours to keep if she wants to leave. If she want left, make she go on. You don't have to kill her. Life goes on, all right? Bless up on yourself, people. And we'll catch you later. I'm about to upload a video, though, I'm about to upload another video. So stay tuned for the other video. I'm going to leave the morning thoughts, let it run a little bit. But you have to catch the other video. It'll have 3 females on the icon of the video. So you will see it when it pops up in about another 2 to 3 hours. All right? Have a wonderful day. Bless up. I'm out. Peace.